ladies of Six Sense, and we are back in your homes. Not just back. Guess what? We are back with a bang! And that's how we do it. My name is Rosalind Felly, and of course, you know I don't do this alone, right? So I'm a co-host, and my co-hosts are here. I have the beautiful Araba Kumse. Of course, our Sofu Mama is here. Sofu Mama back up and I
Good to be here one more time.
Good to be here. You are here.
Good
You are
to be
always
here.
here. You sleep here. You eat here.
It's too early, don't you think?
This is you.
It's too early to start. It's too early to start.
Our guest for today is beautiful. When we talk about fashion, my dies. She owns fashion like nobody's business. If you're looking for corporate wear, please look no further. Make sure that you go to her. She won't just sell it to you. She will style you as well. The beautiful Karen Kashkane. Welcome, Karen.
Wow, what an intro.
Well, you all know that Onga has always got our backs. And anytime we come your way, it's courtesy Onga. So want to say a very big thank you to Onga. If you haven't tasted Onga yet, or you haven't used it in your food, I don't know what you're waiting for. Then I know that your food is definitely tasteless. When you go to the market, make sure you tell the market woman you want the Onga spice. They have different flavors. They have meat, they have onion, they have garlic. They have too many flavors. Chicken is all there. So all you need to do is tell them, listen, I want Onga spices. They'll give it to you. When you go home, add it to your stew, add it to your soup, add it to your jollof. Onga delicious food is what Onga Mama's helping hand ELA. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll delve into our topics. Today, we are talking about unemployment. Are the youth lazy? And then there's another topic we'll keep a secret. Stay glued to your television set. We'll be right back.
And you're welcome back to Six Sense. This is where you get to hear the perspectives of women on a wide range of issues. And like Rosalind said, today we're going to be delving into an issue that is of concern to a lot of people: unemployment and the youth. When you talk about unemployment, the youth always come up. Because why? Because we're seeing a lot of youth unemployment statistics. A lot of young people come out from the universities and can't find jobs. And you know, it's a concern to the government, it's a concern to many, you know, because unemployment really, people say, well, not people, the experts say that it is actually a national security threat, because if the youth are not working, they don't have anything industrious to do, it means that they will turn to other things like crime, you know, robbery and all of that. And so is unemployment a major problem in our country today? Why is that the case? And is the youth lazy? Is it that the youth is the problem? The young people, are they the ones that are the problem? Is it that they don't want to give of themselves, put in the effort, work hard, and make something of themselves? We're going to be discussing all of these. So, I mean, I'm going to start with our studio guest, Karen. You know, she employs a lot of young people. Yeah. She's an entrepreneur, so she's also an employer. So she knows these issues very well. But let's start with the issue, which is unemployment. A lot of people, you know, split hairs over this. They disagree that, okay, unemployment is not really a big issue. But others also insist that it is a big issue. Do you agree?
Oh, totally. Because, yeah, I can totally relate to this topic because 80% of my daily messages coming through my personal mail or my inbox are people asking me for jobs. However, you know, they're not, I wouldn't say they're not willing. Do they have the capacity to do the jobs we're asking them to do? I really don't know. In recent times, I've been trying to find an answer to this, and sometimes I feel like, you know, it's the educational system, it's the upbringing, it's, you know, like a mixture of everything. But technically, I would say that, and listen, this is my honest truth. I feel like 80% of the youth right now are a bit lazy.
Oh, wow.
They are?
Yes.
Wow.
Why would you say that?
Because, listen, I work 6 days. I run my own business. This is our 12th year of doing this,
Right.
right?
Wow.
And I work 6 days a
Yeah.
week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I work 6 days a week. And this is supposed to be my own business. However, I am more concerned at the end of a month about the salaries I have to pay. So why am I working more than everybody else when everybody else has a day off?
Right.
This is my own business. And the people who are supposed to be doing the work for us to have the money to pay them are either complaining about, you know, there's always an excuse, you know, but maybe if everybody owns a business like me, which will be impossible, maybe they'll know, they will understand why they need to go out and work, or you know what it. I really can't put a finger on what it is. Maybe you will help me, or everybody watching will probably have, you know. And I feel like we're raised in a society where it gets to a point where we feel so entitled to certain things, like, oh, I'm working for her, so I'm supposed to get this, or at a certain time I deserve that, you know. And so they work maybe say a year and over, and then they feel like I deserve a pay rise, or I deserve a position, or I deserve, and so then, you know, other things kick in, forgetting that the person who has set up her business has worked over a period to get it there.
All right.
You know.
Rosalind, listen, we'll come to the issue of whether the young people these days are lazy or not, because even though a lot of people agree that younger people now are lazy, others disagree vehemently. But, I mean, why do you think we have an unemployment situation on our hands right now?
Well, of course, we know the economic challenges. It's a fact where, you know, there's no money in the system, so how do you employ? Unfortunately, some employers will have to even lay off their workers. Let's look at what happened, you know, in the year 2017, the banking sector, where so many people were laid off.
Right.
These people will have to go back in there trying to get a job. Somebody will argue that, you know, it's not everybody out there that's supposed to be an entrepreneur. But an entrepreneur is not born in you. You can be if you want to be. But of course, there are these people who are out there looking for a job. Now, for those who are coming from school, where are you even going to get a job? Because the jobs are being shut down because of our economic crisis. So these things are there. Secondly, we have our education system that we make it seem as though once you're out of school, you ought to get a corporate job. And so the young ones are coming out with that mentality, mindset, that as I come out there, it should be like a hook or crook. I should work in a bank, or I should have a hospital to work in if I'm a nurse, or I should automatically get a school to teach if I'm a teacher. They don't think that, okay, even though I've done some teaching, if I come out there and there is no school available that I'll be transferred to, I can start something on my own. They are not told that if you go into, you know, nursing and you come out, I can start something on my own. So you see people at home and they say, oh, I went to nursing training college, but I'm at home. I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? There's so much opportunity.
They wanted to
out
do
there.
something else. They didn't really want to
That's
do
what I'm
nursing.
saying. It's the mindset,
so,
Araba. It
How
is
is
the
it a mindset?
mindset that if you come out of the university or tertiary school, it ought to be a certain white-collar job. If we're able to break that mindset, we'll have a lot of young people out there working for themselves, becoming their own CEOs. Let's say if you have a company and you have employed just one person, you're still a CEO.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
that's
Now,
true.
what do you think?
I totally agree with Rosalind. First question is, are there jobs here in Ghana? If you ask me, I would say yes, there are. And I don't know if today we are all going to agree on one thing. We would get there talking about whether the youth, they are lazy or it's about unemployment. Like Rosalind said, if there are no jobs at all, you can create a job for yourself. You can do something. Someone sitting out there thinks that I've gone to uni, and for that matter, I have to, you know, get into a white-collar job.
But
Even
she
the
did mention that
vocation.
not everybody's an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Exactly. So there are vocations. One of my kid sisters, for instance, after completing senior high school, my daddy said, look at your sister. I am not here. I don't stay with you. I'm up there. But you know your sister. You live with them.
Oh,
you know.
your father is in abroad? Wow.
Really? So
Which country?
Can we just move on?
Which country? Like, I'm so
mind.
interested.
You know my father loved you that much.
He sends
I
dollars. I
told you.
love him too.
told
I love you, Daddy.
I told you the other day. He said, you speak your mind.
Does he send
Yeah.
dollars?
So, like I was saying, I really stayed with my kid sister, so I know what each and everyone is made up of. So he called, he said, what do you think that this your sister can become? What do you think she enjoys doing? I said, look, she's been to senior high. It is not compulsory for her to straight up go to the uni. I see her braiding. She can just call the kids in the house, braid for them, do this, like everything beauty. She's there. And luckily for me, when I called her and I told her that, okay, so this is it. I want you to go and learn how to, do makeup, weave on, and she's doing well today. She's doing well today. So if everybody will be like her, but some of them, if you call them and say, okay, so go and do this vocation, practice this and that,
But here's the thing,
they have problem with it.
They feel like they don't
They have
want
problem
to.
with it.
Yes.
No, but even for her, what I surmised from your story, so she didn't know what to do, right?
Not exactly.
You had to, because you saw that skill in her.
I saw that.
And you told her that, listen, you're good at this. Sometimes people don't know that they're good at certain things. They have to be told by other people before they
but
actually
I'm
jump
sure
on
she
it.
She also
knows.
made a point.
That's why
She also
yeah.
made another point saying that there are lots of people who, even if you suggest to them that, oh, there are no jobs, so why don't you do this? They don't want to because they feel like I'm in university. I've gone to secondary school, gone to the university, and then, well, you want me to sell in a boutique? Hell no. I want to also wear a suit and a tie and sit in an office and that sort of thing. But are there jobs in Ghana? Yes, there are jobs in Ghana. At the moment, I'm looking to hire 2 new people, right? Because the people we hired, a few of them didn't turn up after Christmas because maybe we were overworked or they felt like it was too busy or they just didn't come back. And for me, I just thought that maybe they felt like, the job is too difficult or it's too hard or they can't wake up every morning or that sort of thing. Sometimes you can't even understand how these well, we are all young people, but how
millennials,
the Gen Z, how the
Z.
Gen Z people think because they don't want to do hard stuff. They want the easy way out. That's why a lot of people are either doing Sakawa or you're finding the easier option like doing TikTok videos and all that.
Exactly.
What brings the money over a period or staying consistent over a period, they don't have the patience to do it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
And
They don't have the
they're not
patience.
patient.
like I was saying, let's bring it down to the issue of people who want to be employed. Like Karen said, I have the job, I have employed you. Why did you not stay? Laziness, I would say, is one of the factors. Because even house helps. Recently, you employ people and they spend less than 6 months with you and they jump onto the other employer and they keep jumping. I really don't know
Why
what.
is that the case?
I think that one, either they can't do the job effectively or they are expecting a much better pay. Maybe we want the fast money. So I can't do all these things and then at the end of the day, I'm being given 1,005 Ghana cedis. No, the way I look, I should look, people think more highly of themselves than they ought to. And one thing that my father has been saying, my father, the bishop, has been saying, what you deserve or what you deserve is what you are paid, not what you observe.
You see,
Not what you observe, what you deserve.
But hey, if I'm young, young ones out there, like, I'm young and I'm going on social media and I'm seeing my mate in the car, what do you expect me to do?
Yeah, follow suit.
I'm not going to work hard. No, I'm asking you, how did you make?
But
How
do
did
you know
get
how
this
your
out?
mate got the car?
That's my point.
As well.
So social media is another
Yes,
thing.
it's influencing
Because
them
if I
badly.
see it, I'm going on there and I'm seeing young people on TikTok making the money now. I'm going to try and get some camera ring and all of that and do the videos. Because my whole thing is that I need to get it. More young people are going, more young boys are going to the guys and going like, Charlie, how did you make the money? Oh, I did fraud. I went to lie in a coffin. I would have done it if I was, that hungry. So it is also part of it.
Yeah, like there are ways of doing this. I always use Mr. Despite as an example. You see his son heading one of his companies, and it's beautiful.
Right.
He built the foundation. However, his children are working. I'm sorry. He's not still working hard and providing for his children. They're not being there as rich kids. And when he graduated from law school, he said it. He said, you can call me Despite Son. That's fine. I appreciate that because my father has laid the foundation. But what are we doing as rich parents or parents trying to break the cycle of this generational poverty? Are we coaching our children to do what we are doing, working hard as us, or we're working hard and our children will be known as the rich kids? Look at Nigerians. Nigerians are so industrial. Those that I know,
Very industrious.
they're so industrious. There's a lady I follow on Instagram. She's called Priceless Hairs. She sells hairs in Nigeria, and she's like one of my, you know, I look up to her a lot. She has a son who is advertising hair for her, and sometimes people are bashing her that, listen, allow the boy to be a child. She said, you can allow your child to be a child though. Me, I'm teaching my son.
Just training.
Do you understand? But I feel like our upbringing as well is not making us hard enough. You know, for me, I always say this, I say it in a good way. When I was growing up, my father is an educationist. He ensured that we had of education. However, my mother was a trader. I've sold ice water before. I've sold ice cream before because my mom taught us. Maybe, just maybe she did it out of
That's
poverty.
where you got your entrepreneurial.
I feel like it.
from.
I feel like it.
That's it.
So you know, we should be able to teach, if it's our brothers or sisters, or we should be able to teach them that, listen, go out there and hustle, man.
Yeah.
Stop this Marian University, so I need to get a
home,
job. And someone's been looking for a job for 3 years, like desperately been writing, what's it called?
CVs.
Sharing CVs. I mean, no disrespect to people who are genuinely looking for jobs in their fields of preference. However, what are you doing whilst you're looking for the job?
To be fair though, I mean, I've heard stories of young people who, because they didn't get a job when they finished university, started doing something on their own.
Yep.
And they're doing well.
And they're doing well.
A1
The thing
bread.
is to take
A1
the
bread is
first
doing
step.
well.
The first step. Take the
Yeah.
first step. At least make the effort.
And don't be lazy.
You know,
Don't be lazy
Don't
because
be
the challenges
lazy.
will
Too
come.
lazy.
Let me go to the studio audience. Hi, who wants to talk for us? Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Sally.
All right, Sally.
Okay, so I would say unemployment is something that is never going to cease. So the best thing is, whilst you're in university, identify your niche. Know how you can do best and focus in it. Like brand yourself. So the time you are done with school, the jobs will chase you rather. You are not going to look for the jobs because you have your own brand.
But are the youth lazy?
A lot of them are lazy. I'll say that.
Right.
A lot.
What's making them lazy?
They feel once they're in the universities, is the responsibility of the government to give them the jobs and everything, so they don't want to work. Yeah, so I think that's
All right.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sally, who else wants to talk? Okay.
Well, I would say once you're in the university, you need to build a network. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be in the university and then you're like, I just came here to study, I want to do this and that, and then when I'm done, I'll get a job. But if I know maybe his dad owns a company and then his dad knows someone who can link me to a company, fine, I'll just link up with you. I'll just
Networking.
exactly.
Yeah.
But these youth don't do that. They always talk about sports. Let's go out. Let's do this and that. And then I would say also see, even if you're in the university, right? And then we all don't know whether after graduating you're going to get jobs and all that. You can at least save, I think, a couple of money that you get. But right now we feel like, oh, let me spend so that people will be like, I have money, I have this and all that for the fame.
Yeah.
And then I think that's hurting us.
Right.
Up to the
Okay.
Joneses.
That's the thing, you know, where everybody is like, okay, where do I come out? But you see, do the youth also feel entitled? It looks like there's some sort of entitlement.
Yeah.
If the government doesn't give me the job, I'm going to blame the government. Anybody wants to say something again? Okay.
Okay, I wanted to say something about the background of everything. Whenever we are kids, we think as if I want to become a doctor, if I want to become a nurse, we put these things in our mind. So when we graduate from the universities, if I don't get this job, I'm not doing it. Someone will say, I have a doctorate degree. What am I going to do at the streets? Why should I go and do this? Why should I go and do that? They think immediately they graduate from the universities, they have to get a higher rank of work to earn a living, because after all, they went to school to get a bigger job with a bigger money. So that is how we see the jobs today. Currently, the government is saying there is no work. But if you are to delve deep into it, there is work. But the fact is that they are not employing us, maybe because there is no money to pay us, or maybe because they are. We can't say all youths are lazy.
No,
so let's say maybe the government, I know you. You are my brother's friend.
Yes.
You are my mother's friend. So for me to give the job to you, my brother also needs to work. I'll give it to the person. So we shouldn't just concentrate on the bigger jobs. Let's just start something on our own, and it's going to grow and then give us a great personality in the near future.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys are still in school, right? I mean, do your teachers teach you this? Do they say that, you know what, when you finish school and you are expecting a job, it's not likely that you'll get it. So you also have to sort of, tune your mind to the fact that you may not get a job. So the alternative is to, start something.
The
on
question
your
is, do you
own.
have a plan B?
Or are you preparing your minds for the fact that there are no jobs?
They do tell you.
Yes.
Okay.
Even in the Ghana Institute of Journalism, I don't know if all universities do learn this. We are learning entrepreneurship as of now.
Okay.
Yes. So if all universities are going to teach these things in the university, because I know most secondary schools teachers educate their peoples on that. So if all universities
Really?
are going
Most
to
secondary schools?
yes, most
They do?
secondary schools. If
So
you
why
have
do they come
this,
out of university expecting that
The
the
government
government
give them money.
should provide them with jobs.
Sorry.
And
they
not,
do with the
know,
word of mouth. Yes, they
Oh.
do. When you are close with the teacher, he is able to advise you per what he is seeing now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
Okay.
It's interesting.
It very, but you see, I also say that when you are in school and all of you in school now have an idea of what it looks out there. So by the time you're graduating, are you still ready to be writing letters, or like she said, what's your plan B?
Okay, so I'll use myself as an example.
Okay.
When I look at our system, I realize that if you're not careful, you'll be done with school and you wouldn't have the job that you actually want to do. So right after SS, I decided that, okay, I had interest in hospitality. So I said, okay, why don't I do a short course in terms of hospitality that I would be able to get a job that is related. So I did a 1-year course in hospitality, and I realized that when I finished, it really gave me a lot of opportunities out there. Yes, so with that, I'm able to work even though I'm back to the uni. And then aside that too, I had interest in selling of bags and perfumes and all that. So with the little incomes that come in, I then purchase and then do my sales. And I think that if every youth can make that decision or take that decision, it will, even though sometimes it might not come as you expect, but with a little effort, you would go far. And through that also, you are able to build the networks. You get to meet people that you least expect that you meet because of those little things that you do. So for me, I think that some of the youth are just lazy and they do not want to think outside the box. They just want to enclose themselves to the fact that they are in the tertiary institutions, and when they finish, there should be a job out there for them to do. Yes.
All right. On that note, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we have more for you. Do stay with us.
you're welcome back. This is the Sixth Sense, and gone by we've been discussing unemployment in Ghana and if the youth are lazy. We've talked a lot, but we would want to find out if we can we have solutions to this issue, whether the youth in Ghana are lazy, they do not want to work, or there is unemployment in the country. Is there any solution?
Yeah, there are solutions. We need to start from home. We, the parents, need to start telling our kids that, listen, you're growing up in a world where you have to, you know, create stuff for yourself. We need to be creators, you know, as opposed to just growing up and expecting that someone has created something and put it on a silver platter for us to earn from it. So let's start teaching our kids to start being creative. If we have trades and other things, let's start getting our kids involved. Let's go into the educational system and stop feeding stop feeding us with things that would only allow us to pass exams and not necessarily equipping us from you know, the tertiary. So listen, my daughter is turning 13 in March, and when I speak to her, listen, I sometimes I go back into my room and I'm like, oh my God. My daughter is in the UK at the moment, and she's, you know, for everything she's studying, she's allowed to be a critical thinker, give her ideas, not necessarily accept the things I'm telling her, because we are having a discussion about LGBTQ and stuff like that. She said, Mommy, basically everybody is a human being and everybody has the right to everything. I was like, okay. My parents would have been like, you're a Christian. But listen, this is my 13-year-old who is a critical thinker.
Very open-minded.
Let's go back to our educational system, and our lecturers and teachers need to allow us to think and not necessarily ask us to give them back what they gave to us. You know, and in that way, I think we're going to grow up, and a lot of us are right there in the university. We are creating things already. We can't wait to come out and do stuff that we're thinking in our heads.
Yeah, but
you just said exactly what I was thinking. Critical thinking is lacking in our youth, and even in the universities. I think it's important for educational facilities, and not just universities. It should start from, even if it's possible to start from primary. I think it should start from there. Teaching our kids critical thinking. That is what the brain is for. The brain needs to be exercised. So once we start from there, they can start, you know, taking decisions on their own. When they get to that point where, you know, jobs are not available, then they will think outside of the box and think to themselves, like, what can I do? If I'm not getting what I want, what can I do? So that I do something with my hands. It's very important.
But I'm thinking, like people say, marriage is not for everybody. You know that there are some people that would also say, I can't do something on my own. There's this person that you have to work for someone, come what may. Like, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Do we agree? There are people like that.
We're not necessarily saying that everybody should be an entrepreneur. But in the meantime, instead of looking for someone to employ you, in the meantime, what are you doing in the meantime? I feel like this is what we're trying to arrive at, isn't it? Not necessarily being an entrepreneur. If maybe you can teach, maybe you can pass on your knowledge in the meantime whilst you're waiting. You know, there's several
ways.
So I think another thing is also, you know, where we look down on certain jobs, and so sometimes they come out of school and they don't want to do those jobs. But these same people will travel abroad and do the jobs. You know,
they won't work in a clothing store.
No, they won't work, because I'm done with the university. So I'll travel abroad, go work in a shop, but if, you know, cash employs me, no, I don't want my mates to come and see me working at cash. It's another thing. So we look down on certain jobs. So the jobs might be there, but the people feel they are
the other time I was on a flight to Ghana, and majority of the people were like white, not black like us. And in my head, I was thinking, are these people living in Ghana? So I got in a conversation with somebody who said I won't mention the company, but he's an expert. He works in Ghana. Okay. So why are Ghanaians not being employed for the positions in Ghana? Why are they employing people to come and take up the positions? And even now, a lot of people are employing nannies from the Philippines, because they're saying that they work harder. and they're, you know, strict and they do the right things and all that. These are jobs that are supposed to be taken by Ghanaians. Why are we hiring people from abroad to come and take up the position?
Well, we are hoping.
Speaking of hiring people, I'm sure you've heard that usually artisans, we hire Togolese artisans because they are more, I mean, they put in a lot of effort in their work.
Yeah.
The lady that did my hair, apparently she's Togolese.
Can you
working
imagine?
in a Ghanaian salon.
So if more Ghanaians were putting more effort into what they were doing, we wouldn't need to depend on other people.
Rosalind,
Well,
listen,
by the
before
way,
before we move to the next topic, I think that we've been speaking the same language all through, but is there a case where the employers are also not treating the youth right?
Oh, some employers are wicked.
Exactly. I think we should also look at that aspect.
How are they not treating the youth right?
Maybe the money is not that encouraging, or maybe the way you speak to them, the way you handle them. Some might run away from the job.
You're right.
And go away.
Some employers are looking to maximize profits. Some employers are looking at maximizing profits, and then, you know, so they'll pay their like very little salaries, and then they're not paying snake contributions for their staff. They're not giving them any bonuses, no incentives.
That is not
nothing at all.
encouraging.
So that's also not encouraging.
So
And
then
she's
that will still take us to the whole point of you starting your own. If you feel it's not encouraging, somebody's employing me and it's not good enough, start your own. But it's time for us to move on to our next topic. Karen, what are we talking about?
So we're talking about surrogacy to single parenthood. Is this justified? Like, in recent times, we've had a lot of people thinking that, listen, you get married, the marriage breaks up, you know, you don't want any strings attached. You just want to grow up, have a job, have kids, and live your life, you know. So some people are going ahead to hire surrogate moms to get pregnant for them, you know, raise the kids to a point, and then they take over. When did we get here?
I mean, one time changed.
When did we get here? But apparently, this is something that's going on a lot.
It is going on.
This would have been
right
unheard
now.
of 20 years ago.
Unheard
of.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine telling your mom 20 years ago, oh, mom, I don't really want to have, I don't want a husband. I'm just going to,
Which
know.
mom?
Hey,
Which mom?
hey, I mean, hey.
But
so I think we are evolving as a society.
yeah.
But is it justified? Should we go ahead and do it?
Well, it depends on the
What
situation.
do you think?
Me, what I'll say. I don't see anything wrong with it. Fact. What's important is you have your child. I always say there's nothing more painful than leaving the earth without a child. Who are you leaving everything to? Let's not forget that the Bible has said we have to procreate. So if you have the opportunity, and you can, you should. It's not about just marriage. Okay? I think that if you are not lucky enough to get a husband or not lucky enough to get a wife, it's not everybody who is lucky on that path. Maybe when God created Adam and took the rib, unfortunately yours, the rib didn't come. So it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry at all. Procreate and fill the earth. Is this surrogacy you can use to procreate? Why not? Most important thing is you have children. You have beautiful children.
So you wouldn't mind doing it personally?
No.
Hire someone to
I don't mind.
for
No,
you.
I don't mind.
You wouldn't wait on the Lord, pray.
I will wait
for a
and
husband.
pray, but I also do what, you know, God has given us doctors. God has given us brains. Why did God give us doctors? He can't come down and do everything. Sometimes, you know, your spirit will feel that do it. Sometimes God talking to you that my darling, when I created you, you know, I didn't give you
when
a
I created
husband.
you.
It's all right. It's all right.
You don't have a husband.
You don't have
So
but I'm giving you the money that you can use to raise that child. Go ahead and use that woman who can actually give it to you. You move. You move, baby.
But listen, do you have kids?
I don't have kids
You
yet.
don't have kids.
Yes.
Do you have kids?
I do.
Rosin, you have a daughter that I know. Do you feel like you will have the same connection if someone had your child for you? Would you feel like it?
When I see people's children cry, I have connection. I mean, when I see baby,
So
even if the baby is your baby, I will have connection. Listen, again, back to the marriage thing. There are people that we haven't known all our lives. 25 years, 30 years, 35 years. You meet him and then you fall in love. So why would I have a connection with a baby that's born today? And most surrogacy, you can actually go on a contract where when the baby is born, the woman who gives birth to the baby doesn't even get the opportunity to hold the baby. So they don't build a connection. So the baby comes and then straight to you. Then you have the body, the skin to skin contact. So you build a connection. So as for that one, there's no problem because adoption is there. Why do we go adopt babies that we don't even know who the mothers are or the parents are?
People that get to that point, they've probably tried all avenues and it hasn't worked for them.
When someone opts for surrogacy, it's not as if maybe they just have money to do it and they are feeling lazy to give birth.
But some people like about laziness.
Yes, but sometimes people have tried to conceive.
Yes.
They can't.
Yes.
And so that's their only option, or maybe as you're saying, adoption. So they resort to that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Exactly. At the end of the day, what you want is your child, right? So if that is the path that you will take to get your child, that's fine.
Forgive me, but I'm Christian, okay?
Okay.
And I'm quite religious, okay? So
I pray in tongues.
I pray in tongues.
Okay.
So for
and
me,
we sing worship. This is our worship leader.
For me, oh yes. So for me, maybe you and I will relate to this. You know that having a child is not just having a child. You're connected by blood, spiritually, mentally, and everything. The other person's blood is in your child, and if you're maybe you're not so religious as I
am very religious.
I'll come from what I.
So basically, you are opposed.
I am totally opposed to it.
Okay.
I mean, thankfully, I didn't have to get there. However, if I had the opportunity to speak to people that have got to that point, I'll probably say, can we pray a little bit more? Can we fast a little bit more?
Sarah died in the Bible. She's no more alive. You know, but they've gone were the days of Sarah and Abraham.
No,
listen,
but I
agree with the
in
prayers.
miracles happening.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sorry. I totally believe in miracles happening daily on a daily. For people who have been waiting for the fruit of the womb and it's not happening for them. I have a friend who has had twins and she has a story and she even put it out there on social media this 1st of January. She went through, she has one child of her own and then she had ectopic pregnancies and the tubes were taken out. Now she has twins. She conceived not conceived but through probably artificial insemination and then she carried her own twins in her tummy.
But Karen, if
this is a miracle.
I know these miracles happen.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes.
But sometimes if there's no man, which miracle?
No, so if there's no man, you can't find a man.
Where? That one, Christianity doesn't come in.
No, my sister, you can't. God will not,
so you're going to find a man.
So do you know that our society, our society has also got to a point where we can have everything quickly. So we are erasing the traditional way of. Listen, our forefathers, they were not doing. Where is surrogacy in?
But you know, our forefathers were actually marrying the sisters and stuff like that. If you can't have a child, you have a child with the house help. Then the woman will take it like it's their child.
Well,
it was happening.
Well,
it's somebody will tell you it's surrogacy because what she did was that she made her husband impregnate the house help. They took their child, they paid the house help. The house help left.
So at that point. They were probably doing this whole polygamous marriage, and they were all okay with it. Now comes in our faith. Unless, of course, we don't have to bring religion here. But if we're bringing religion here, where I come from, I'll come and argue along those lines. That if I don't have a husband yet, and I feel like I'm growing old, so my option is surrogacy, I'll pray a bit more.
And useful to get pregnant.
Or like you said, marriage is not for everybody.
So the miracles
like
come.
The miracles come for everybody.
The miracles come with the father of the child.
No, so if the father, there's no man, what will you do?
What do you mean by there's no man? She's going for the fruit of the womb.
Yeah,
so she's asking for a miracle.
So what, you are going to take somebody's husband and go use to get pregnant?
Not necessarily.
We will wait till we get the husband. Because Elizabeth was how old and she had a child?
The point she's making is that it depends on your faith.
Yes.
So once you are convinced that, okay, you're going to make it, you are looking for a miracle and your faith is that strong. You don't have a man yet, but you're believing God for a child, he will bring a man who will bring you the child, isn't it?
And if we're also arguing from
two
the
birds
point,
with one stone.
if we're also arguing from the point where you feel like marriages are trouble right now, I don't want any trouble with any marriage. Look, people breaking up here and there. How about your marriage? Will your marriage not work? So why are you thinking that because every time there's divorce here and there, me, I don't want to go through that. I just want to have a child and that's it. Why? Why would not your marriage not work?
Rosalind made a point when she said that if the man is not coming or if you do not want to marry.
At what age?
I'm coming. So does that mean that someone can just decide that I do not want to marry, but I'll go for a surrogacy? That's the case.
Some people do that.
Some people do, and that is where I have the problem.
Why?
That is where I have the problem.
Me too.
If you have the ability.
Ability.
I mean ability.
Ability.
Hey, what if you don't have the ability?
Not ability. Ability.
Yeah, ability.
What if you don't have ability?
To produce. I don't see why you should go for that. If you are fertile and everything is right within your system, you have the ability. You can do that. But if the person has special case issues, maybe sicknesses, something related to sickness that the person cannot do it the natural way and the person has to go for surrogacy, that I'm okay with. But if your issue is I don't want to get married, the woman is not coming, the blah 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 blah, that is where I have the problem. Because
even if Karen again will tell you that for Christianity, even if you have a problem, you still have to carry it. God will give you a miracle.
It's possible.
Miracles happen.
It's possible, yes.
Miracles happen every single day. We're not living in those centuries where God performed.
That is our problem.
You see,
that is it. My sister, high five.
I will say this.
We don't have patience.
We have had cases of women losing their babies in the ward because me pastor say my enchame. Me pastor say me enchana me akwala ne beba.
And
that miracle won't happen. That miracle won't happen. I'm saying that. Listen, I'm saying that there's a case where God has given us the opportunity to use our brains. You realize that there is an issue. I'm not saying miracles don't happen. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying God doesn't work. Don't get me wrong. But you have like you said, you have a peculiar situation. You can't have a child. Or you don't have a man and you can't have the child. Again, I'll use that word. And there is somebody who can carry for you. God has given us that mentality, mindset. Say, if that person can do it, let the person do it and take your child. You say no. I'll carry. Then you carry. Then during childbirth, you die. Who's supposed to be blamed?
You see, we build families through several things, not necessarily creating children. Then we can just go to the lab and create children. For me, I feel like I'm procreating. I'm creating a generation of me. Come on, my blood, my name, my everything, my beliefs, my everything. And for me, I believe that blood is a thick component of our beings. You go, someone will carry your child. Nipa ne blood, unim nipa no unim baby of food.
Karen, there are
people
who have raised their children.
The person is a witch.
I feel you, but you see, there are people who have raised their children. Their children have disappointed them. They adopted other people's children, even in their teenage age. And these children have served them. They've been the best of children they've adopted.
Adoption
so with that,
is totally different.
No.
Adoption is totally different.
It's not your child. You're adopted to make a child.
I would adopt a child. But if I would not allow someone
but it's not
to
your
carry,
blood.
But it's not your blood.
The person is not my blood.
Right.
And we adopt brothers, we adopt spiritual mother, spiritual father. That's not my blood. But talking about the fact that people are intentional, let's use the word intentional.
But adoption sometimes is intentional.
That's the problem.
That's
where my problem
going
is.
for this surrogacy
That's where my problem
route
is.
Because they want to avoid all
If
the
you're
drama
capable
that
of
comes
bringing
with
up your
life.
own.
Adoption is intentional. You don't just get up and adopt. Adoption is intentional. If I don't have a child with my husband and I don't want surrogacy and I want a child, I'll adopt. It's intentional. So it's a choice between surrogacy and adoption. And I chose adoption. Is it not somebody else carrying the baby? surrogacy, isn't it somebody else carrying the baby? The difference is that for surrogacy, that first day I get to hold my baby. For adoption, I don't even get to see the baby until I go to the adoption place and I say, oh, this baby, okay, I like this baby, and I pick that baby. So, and sometimes surrogacy is your husband's sperm.
Well, true, but our point here is
maybe time, eh? Can I go on a break and come back?
Let's do that.
And then my studio, I know you're itching to say something, but let me go on a break. When I come back, I'll definitely get your opinions on it. So we'll be right back after this break. Do stay with us. You're still watching the Sense, and my name is Rosalind Furley. We took a quick break, but we're back. And Karen Kashkin is here. Of course, Araba to the Kumsen is here as well.
What's she busy doing anyway?
I know, she's chatting with a boy. She got a boyfriend. And our very own Nadu Olena is here as well. Of course, our studio audience, they're still here. They're still seated. Want to go to them? To take one or two opinions, and we were discussing surrogacy. Is it actually justified or is not? You know, recent times people are doing it. It's becoming like a trend or something. For some, they're doing it because it's a trend. For others, they are doing it because it's a need. But is it justified? Studio audience, who wants to talk?
Okay, I'm Daniel. And I think the reason why people are going for the surrogacy is maybe it's experience. From childhood, he or she didn't like the way their father treated their mother, and then it has been a single parent throughout their life. So when the person grows, he or she will have that mindset of having a like single parenting. So like that's why people are going for the surrogacy.
Right. Okay. Not bad.
All right, let me add up. So I see nothing wrong with people going for the single parenting. We are in a technology world, so yeah.
The pastor is watching, isn't he?
Yeah, miracles are there, they do happen, but how many percent of it? We having technology that can help out with everything, and I believe the main reason why a lot of people are going in for that is comfortability. They just want to live alone with their children. They have money, they have everything. They don't want anyone to stress you or her. Like,
so you do it?
Anyone to stress them? Anyone?
I wouldn't do that. I'm saying the main
Will you do surrogacy if
no, I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying the reason why a lot of people
are you sure?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see. But that's the main reason why people are going for that.
Okay.
Yeah, they just want to be alone. They don't want any stress, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Even talking about surrogacy, you know there's the sperm bank now.
Yeah, I heard somebody was asking if men are ready to give sperm for some cash.
2,500 Ghana cedis.
No, they said that they had closed applications.
Of course,
So many men were applying.
That's booming.
Is that ejaculation or like a bottle or something?
Yes. 2,500 for a bottle.
2,500.
That is, you know.
But they actually do take eggs as well. Yes, I know about that because when we were in university, you know, I had a few friends who went to give their eggs and they got frozen.
In Ghana?
In Ghana, yes.
Oh, wow.
So for women who are struggling with their eggs, yes, they go get it. And so, yes. So anybody else wants to contribute? My final person contributing, and then we can round up our conversation.
Okay, so we are evolving as Ghana. Because we were known to be, I think we are still known to be the Christian nation, but let's take those who are not Christians. Let's take the religious aspects out. Will you still advocate for it? Because someone needs it. It's a need for someone. So let's not only delve into the Christianity aspect, and then let's give way for those who need it so they can satisfy their needs. I think that is also good.
Okay, thank you so much. Karen, your final submission on it?
For me, like I say, I only testify to what I know and for what I believe in. I'm just saying that I will not rule it out completely. However, it's not going to be my first option.
Right.
That I don't want stress. I saw my father beating my mother. I saw them arguing. I don't want marriage. I don't want trouble. Nobody should come and worry me. Let me just go and pay someone, create a child for me. I might as well just go to the factory and create a, or
but
go
you
to
can
a
go
lab
and buy the sperm. Will you rather buy the sperm?
I want. I want. Then I can get free sperm.
No, I think that there's a need for people like that who resort to surrogacy, because obviously why would you bypass the first option, which is doing it naturally? So if you have the ability to do it naturally, that's conceived naturally and give birth, I don't know why you wouldn't want to, unless there's a medical issue preventing you from doing it. And in that case, I don't have any problem with anyone resorting to an option of surrogacy or any other thing, adoption perhaps, you know, just so they can have a child. I'm all for it.
All right. Nah. You're all for it? Your pastor is watching.
I'm sitting here laughing. I don't know. See, so many things on my mind. I'm like, okay, so one day, and then the mother was, hey,
no. The mother won't come.
So many crazy things. But I said, hey, what's semipa? And funny. And the child can also go and say, Mommy, right? Forgive me. I'm just thinking about all these crazy
somebody
things.
will even go and tell the child that
things.
your mother didn't carry you.
Exactly.
So I think you know, or even family members.
So forgive me. I'm just sitting here, I'm laughing to myself.
So would you let the child know that I didn't carry you? Would you let
It's another discussion.
Why should I let the child know I didn't carry
No, I
the
think
child?
it's important.
If it's an
when they
adoption,
get to a stage
would you
where they
want
can
to know if you're a
appreciate that.
child?
Yeah.
Would you want to know that you were carried by
it's not a
somebody
big deal,
else?
right? Especially if you're showing me love, right? Yeah. Okay.
Ghana has changed though.
Just love me. Love me. That's the most important thing.
Ghana has changed. You people, you live in Yankee.
You definitely ask, where is my mommy? And
I think
you have to
mommy
explain.
Yankee.
You have to explain.
Anyway, okay.
All right, so my thing is, if you don't have any special issue, peculiar problem, medical problem that stops you from doing it the natural way, go through it the way God asked us to go through. If you don't have any issue, just try.
Okay.
Just go through it. Maybe the second born or something, you can decide to go for surrogacy if you want. But if you have that special issue, I don't have a problem. Medical issue, you can go for it.
Right.
But if you have the ability.
Thank you so much for watching Success today. Want to say a very big thank you to our sponsor, Onga. Now tell us a bit about Onga.
So if you go to the markets, Onga actually has a lot of seasonings. For the stew, we have garlic, we have onions for every meal. So if you get to the market, ask of Onga. Don't ask of any other spice. Onga is the thing right now. All right, Mom is helping hand. What do we say?
Ilele. A big thank you to our guests today, Karen. So where can we locate your shop? Tell us what you sell in there.
Cash is bigger on social media. We're big around Osu as well. But if you type in boutiques in Ghana and Cash doesn't pop up first, you're not.
There's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem.
Yes.
No, but let me take this opportunity to thank our people who have kept us in business all these years. It's been 12 years of selling clothes the hard way.
I remember when it started.
Yes. You know, I used to drive around. Listen, we need to have a whole discussion
on it. Yeah.
Roslyn was one of my first customers.
Wow.
I used to drive around. They buy from me from their homes and all that. And 12 years later, we're here with 3 stores actually. We just opened our newest store, Cash Accessories, where we sell just shoes and bags and accessories like what I'm wearing. And we have Cash Corporate and Cash Boutique as well. We are on Instagram, Cash Boutique _GH, Cash _corporate fashion, and Cash _accessories GH.
Wow, we'll definitely be visiting your shop.
Thank you
so much for being here. And thank you for watching.
pleasure.
Thank you to our studio audience. Thank you. I've been doing this with Nadu Olenu, with the Arable to the Kumsin, and of course Karen Kashkane. My name is Roslyn Fairley. We'll be back again next week, same time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.